Alright, let's take command of this ship and get to Aurelia in one piece.
A human. Oh, this is too good.
You destroyed my world.
Oh dear, the little savage is upset. I have personally slain more of your pitiful kind than ever lived on that sad little rock you call home. You are going to wish you had died with the rest of your sorry world. My kind has perfected the art of slaughtering humans, little man. You are about to learn how deep pain can go.
We just picked up our new psychic power, and this here is a Seeker Elite. Every time you see Gideon rise into the air with that orange glow around him, you just learned a new psychic power. How do you take these guys down? Well, Surge is a frontal blast of energy. It knocks out glass and knocks over objects and whatnot, and it's supposed to be this guy's main weakness. There's a problem. Every time you try to attack him, he deflects everything back at you. And even if you switch to guns, he blocks those back and typically hits them back at you. So the main goal is to get him to attack you and then unleash a blast of energy at him. Because every time he attacks, he's open. Lifting doesn't help much. We can also charge Surge to get a more powerful blast. It's not essential to beat this guy, but it makes it go a little bit quicker. Well, that wasn't so bad, but now we have to fight off a gigantic horde of Seekers. And now we have Kalem, Marin, and Ethan helping us out a bit. This room is another reason why I want to do normal over one of the higher difficulties, because on Ultra this room lasts at least twice as long, and the Seekers have much more health, so it takes so much longer. As you can see, the Seekers filter out from those rooms on the side, and occasionally up top. I think there is intended to be more spawning up top. You can go right into the room where they spawn in. They'll just shamelessly keep spawning, popping out of thin air. But oh well. Surge can be pretty dangerous because its blast radius will hit any dropped Seeker grenades on the ground and they will explode immediately, so you want to be careful of where you use it. I've killed myself a number of times like that. One of the best things about Surge is you can just push dead bodies around as much as you want. Doesn't do anything, but the Seekers make a whole lot of noise when they do it. Anyway, that door just opened up, and that's where we're supposed to go. So let's head on that way. One of the things about Lift that I think is pretty well shown off in this chapter, but not very well in the next ones, is its environmental object throwing ability. Later on, the environments become a little more sparse and objectless, but this Seeker Destroyer does a good job of having random objects you can toss at Seekers. This next room is a pretty good example of that. For example, all these panels on the wall can be lifted and thrown at enemies. They're a little hard to flick target. But of course, as soon as I throw this one, I unlock the next alt fire mode for the lift, and it knocks out all the panels. But as you can see, multi-lift works and lets you lift multiple things at the same time and throw them. Fortunately, it doesn't let you move them around like normal lift does, but it's still pretty effective. Oh, not yet. Not yet. Clam? Clam! No! Gotta keep moving on. That's what he'd want us to do. And here's the bridge. This is another long fighting section, so best get yourself prepared. Hello, Kalem. Hello, Baron. Alright, so here's the Discord, which is basically this game's version of a shotgun. I do not like the Discord that much. It, as you can see, has only 9 shots in a full Discord, and it fires 3 times before it has to reload, and it does practically no damage on this difficulty. The thing about the Discord is that it's very situational, and by the time you're picking up Discords, you have a lot of other weaponry options like Surge and whatnot. So basically use the Discord if you like picking up ammo all the time, or if you like switching weapons a lot. Let's use Surge a bit more and see if we can get its alt fire mode. I don't use Surge's alt fire mode much, but it's pretty cool when it works well. Weapon steal. This lets us take any weapon we want from a random seeker around, transports it right to our hands so we can use it instantly against them. It's pretty cool, and we can even use it on our buddies, but there's no real point in this section because taking their weapons just means they can't fight. The seekers at least switch to melee.
That was cool.
Alright, so there's a voice clip that plays on the Xbox version, not the PC version, so I'm going to play that here while I look around the bridge.
Quick, everyone, defensive positions. We must hold command deck at all costs. Master Anorum, we have the command deck. We're pinned down in the second hangar. Send reinforcements. Gideon.
Yes, sir.
Take those 3 soldiers and go to the hangar. Anorum needs you.
Yes, sir.
Be careful, you boneheaded show-off. This isn't the time for glory.
I don't have time to flirt with you now, Marin.
So yeah, if you're playing the PC version, you have no idea where a Norm could be. And you see, Kalem mentioned 2 soldiers taking them with you. There were supposed to be 3 Aurelian soldiers hanging out with you here, but I guess they had problems with the pathfinding for all 6 NPCs, so they decided to take that out. So some cut content, there was supposed to be a sequence where if you did not blow up a dropship fast enough, that was going to warn planet-side seekers, you would get an instant game over. Lots of dialogue about the ship being put on self-destruct, and yeah. Talk about the most worthless cutscene you could ever have. But again, fake loading screens for the Xbox version, so whatever. Marin and Ethan and Clem and Norm, I believe, were supposed to be accompanying you in the first section where we were outside the ship. But I think they ended up dropping that for some reason. Again, maybe NPC pathfinding. At some point in there, Clem and... let's see. Yeah, Clem was supposed to split up, and then Marin was supposed to go out on her own, which would tie in with a mission in Advent Shadow, the PSP game that wasn't released, that was supposed to tell the story from Marin's side. There's also lots of reference to Seeker pilots and how they're very bad at piloting things. I'm not sure what exactly they would be piloting on the ship. They don't mention them by name, so, yeah. Up here we're going to encounter some old friends, Seeker shock troops. This time we don't have a rocket launcher to take them down, so we have to use our psychic powers. Or in this case, the call. Surge is fairly effective against these guys, as it sort of disables them temporarily, knocks them back. But right now, this energy burst alt fire mode is going to help us a lot. It's an energy charged attack that does a lot of damage. I'm not sure how much damage it does in comparison to other things in the game, but it takes down some bosses in one shot. I'll show that off sometime later, probably. The problem with it is that it eats up ammo so quickly. You only have 3 shots from a full call to use on that alt fire, I believe. And there are some Furies over here, which are Seeker rocket launchers if you remember. And then there are some more Seeker shock troops, and these ones are quite dangerous because they're the rocket-based ones. And if your rockets collide with theirs, you're probably going to die from the explosion. I don't know exactly how that works, but like, if you get hit by a rocket that lands on the ground in front of you, it's not that damaging, but if you blow up an explosion, blow up a rocket with your rocket, it does a lot more damage. Scouting for ammo here. And that's the end of those guys. 5 Seeker shock troops, can't get much worse than that. But not even 14 minutes after we fought the first one, we had to face 2 Seeker elites. So unfair. Seeker elites in of themselves are not that dangerous, especially if you have figured out how to beat them. Pretty easy to not know what exactly you're doing wrong the first couple times you fight them. But overall they're pretty easy. They can really do some damage if you let them. Alright, so that's the end of this update. see you guys later when we get off this ship. See you then.